Kind of the way I feel, too, about this next Pac-12 juggernaut, Washington. Here they are at Arizona. Washington, 18-point road favorites, 69.5, down to 17.5. And so there has been some money on Arizona. Well, there was some money on Cal last week as well against Washington. How did that go? Not very well.
Yeah, interception is what happened. That was awful.
I mean, if they get any sort of defense from this Washington team, I mean,
yeah,
they could win this conference. They could be in the playoff. I'm starting to buy in that that's a possibility for this Washington team. We are seeing some of the best. Now, again, it's early. They haven't faced all their tougher games. Washington, for the most part, are still on the horizon. But we are seeing some of the most pristine, perfect, just almost like a perfection at a quarterback right now from Michael Penix Jr. Man, this is just, he is putting zing, bing, bing. Every ball is perfect, accurate, on the money, in stride of the receiver. You know, whether it's a short pass, an intermediate pass, a deep ball, it's just right on target. I mean, the accuracy is incredible. And this guy couldn't throw a ball accurately half the time in Indiana. So that's an indictment on the Hoosiers and their coaching staff. And now he's working with DeBoer here in Washington. And, man, he looks like, again, another quarterback that's probably, right as of right now, in the running for the Heisman. He's been absolutely amazing. Just the pinpoint accuracy of his throws, Michael Penix Jr., and working his way back from all the injuries he's had, too. Just remarkable stuff. He's been throwing for at least 300 yards in every game, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in the first. Now, it's going to get tougher. I don't know if it's going to get tougher here, though, against Arizona. Now, we do know that Washington, as far as their schedule goes, they've got a bye week after this game, and then they play Oregon. But that's, again, in 2 weeks. They have a bye after this game. So keep that in mind. I'm not going against Washington anymore. I'm not. And Arizona's defense, you know, it's better this year. But, man, I don't know if they've faced anything like what they're going to see here from this Washington Huskies team. They played Stanford, UTEP, Mississippi State, and Northern Arizona. And the one team that could throw the football was Mississippi State, and they put up the most points of any team against Arizona so far this year. And when you look at the Arizona defense, 219.2 passing yards per game. They are a weaker defense, Arizona, against the pass compared to against the run. And that is not where you want to be weak against Michael Penix Jr. in Washington. So I ain't stepping in front of Washington. Just won't do it. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, Washington played great. Like I said, all those just jumped on them early. All those turnovers from Finley. You know what? It was junk, but they did give up a bunch of yards in the end, you know, to Cal. I know they had the lead, but I worried down later on. I just don't think the Washington defense is for real. I need to go in there and win. That's just if you want to lay these points with them. One thing with Arizona, I've looked, their unders have come through a ton. If this is this like in the 70s, you know, 71, so if it goes up, I'd maybe look to the under in this one. Washington maybe not going crazy like they did at home. This is a get in, get out type game, so I'm looking under.
And keep in mind, Arizona has covered 2 in a row against Washington in the last 2 meetings. Last year, they put up 526 total yards against Washington. It ended up 49-39 in favor of Washington. Flew over I could only look over 69.5. It is a high total, but I lean that way. 49-39 last year. And even 2 years ago in Arizona, it was 21-16. Another tight game. So Washington has had some battles here the last 2 years with Arizona. But, man, they look like a different level Washington team this year. That's what would concern me about taking Arizona again in another head-to-head meeting here against Washington.